Tobago may no longer be able to boast about having one of the largest brain corals in the world, as the iconic brain coral in Speyside is currently experiencing widespread coral bleaching. This alarming development was reported by marine biologists from the Institute of Marine Affairs following their survey of reefs around the island. They noted extensive bleaching, which poses a serious risk, including threats to Tobago's tourism industry, increased coastal erosion, and a decline in fish populations. Kandace Jackson has more in the details.
Iconic or not, reefs around Tobago have been unable to escape the level 5 coral bleaching event. This includes Speyside, the home of the largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere, as confirmed by IMA marine biologist Hannah Lochan.
I mean, we know it's old, it's under stress, it does have some old mortality, it does have some tissue loss, but when we went, the left-hand side is how it was. It is bleaching.
The coral bleaching is extensive across Tobago's reefs. Culloden Bay, bleached. Angel Reef, fully bleached. Melville Drift, bleached. Booby Island, bleached with some mortality. Mount Irving Reef, bleached with partial mortality. Buku Reef, bleached with 100% mortality in Elkhorn coral. Coral Gardens, bleached with partial mortality. Marine biologist Dr. Anjani Ganese reported that older corals on all reefs are most at risk.
We saw severe bleaching at all the sites, right? And most of the bleaching was with the large colonies of the old and long-lived species, so at least a couple hundred years old for the star corals, for the brain corals, and other massive corals that are very common and critical to the ecosystems of Tobago.
Sensitive species like the star coral in Speyside are nearly wiped out, with only smaller colonies surviving. Meanwhile, bolder corals across all reefs are showing clear signs of bleaching.
So there is a chance of recovery, but if the thermal stress carries on for a long time, the likelihood of recovery becomes less and less.
To give corals the best chance at recovery, Dr. Anjani Ganese advised divers and spear fishermen to disinfect their equipment between dives to prevent the spread of stony coral disease, which would worsen the situation. She also emphasized that corals should not be touched.
And I'm thinking, when you have spear fishers or persons that are more likely, divers that are more likely to come in contact, accidental or intentional, that we do not touch the corals at all, right? Our breaking that tissue can cause other diseases to happen.
Most importantly, preserving species that feed on algae and dead coral is crucial for the reef's recovery.
And how you prevent that is, one, keeping our herbivores alive, so the parrotfish, the sea urchins.
Dr. Ganese noted that sea urchins are already playing a role in aiding the recovery of bleached corals.
I was very happy, even though it was sad to observe high mortality of the Elkhorn at Buku Reef, that there were a lot of urchins on there already grazing the dead skeletons, keeping it clean for corals to naturally recruit and grow.
Other species critical to the recovery of bleached corals include conchs and crabs. The IMA encourages the public to report any sightings of coral bleaching or coral tissue damage. Kandace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.